Alrighty, so let's get this thing started over there. As soon as this comes out right after the whole Zheltorossiya series, I'm gonna be reading the events over here. Actually, do a little something different over here between just reading the focus trees over here, so that way we can get into the whole thing over here. Actors shall take their positions. Yeah, I read that. I'm pretty sure I already read that. I don't know. My memory. I said plenty of times over here before, but for those that don't know over here, my memory is pretty shit at times. Pretty goddamn shit. I do apologize for that one over here. Old days over here. I don't think I read this one over here, so I might as well. Some mornings are still expected to wake up in Petrograd, walking out to the city street, experiencing the hustle and bustle to see where men of vision with the free themselves from the cheese and mediocrity of the rest of the empire exalted. To breathe in the salty scent of Baltic Sea, alas, those days were no more. She can still remember the sound of black hundred thugs attacking her father's business. The sound of shattering glass haunted her. All the crime of being well off and having the wrong blood. Resentful scum. When the empire had always been restrictive, the civil war made it cruel, fleeing east and most made no sense to her father, so they trekked 10,000 kilometers and offered a pretty bigotry of the masses. Elisa Rosenbaum stopped reminiscing. The past was for those too weak to face the future, and she was not weak. The prosperity of her people, of her family lost in Petrograd might have been sizable. The wisdom she had gained was worth it all. Never trust a mob. In her heart, she knew she would regain what she had stolen from her by the parasite with interest. While the trick may have been terrible, the city she ended up with was not. The dazzling city which grew bolder every day, the west descended further and further into petty tyranny of the masses. Sure, zheltorossiya had own superstitions to form of socialism, but this was a much more tame evil compared to the horrors that laid west. She thought her life would have gone to Civil War never took place. Would she simply have inherited her father's business and gone on with the day-to-day functions? All these considered, it seems that the Civil War helped her rise to station, considering that she was now one of the highest-ranking members of the Supreme Sovereign Command, among 100,000. Fate seemed to have blessed her. More fatigue. Yes, we definitely will be doing the put over there, because there definitely is something different. The video's got a whole lot of thing over here. I don't know when it's gonna come out over to there, but definitely is at least on the back burner of things over here whenever we do get over here for the Fricatarium. The Fricatarium, sorry. My throat, Jesus Christ. The lingering hope. Left Kiernes had tear fleeing into his office. His mentor, his comrade, most valuable, his friend was dead. One thing I could probably want more than anything, more than his memories of the man, more than his many letters, more than the political fallout of his death. The only thing he could think of was if he received his last letter. The very letter would ever sent to his friend would be read, or if they would vanish into oblivion. Time passed, he should be ready for his day. No man is immortal, and 65 was not a spry age. Yet he had always held the hope that once the Republic completed its trek westward to occupy Moscow and Petrograd, he would be able to go to Germany to see his friend's face once more. Nah, that would never happen. Lev could not rot in his office forever, and after hours almost catatonic paralysis, he got up from his chair and went to his restroom. He expected to see his fellow party members in a solo move, obviously not as broken up as he was, but still somewhat somber. Said he found no one seemed particularly bothered. Some seemed almost cheerful. Like a few of sadness and pain sublimated to a different emotion. Every light-hearted expression, every smile, every face in his office convinced him of one thing. The Bolsheviks were beyond deceiving. He had known for years that these deviators could not be trusted. But now it was personal. His party spit in his founder's face and something must be done to fix it. Once he returned to the office, all of the energy spent morning his friend would be transformed into something new. He was hatching a plan and he knew exactly what needed to be done. He began thinking of how to pitch his plan to the woman he needed. Hello, Maria. Maria Spilanova. Here, we're not going to do anything over there because we are going to be saving that shit for later. That's the Criterium is free. This is definitely will be on the short side things over into here, but this will be a very interesting little thing we got going on over here. Very interesting little bits and bobs over here for the state of zheltorossiya. Zheltorossiya and all the Zheltorossian shit. Anyways. Also, this we got going over into here. Tight as fuck. Get you over here. We're gonna be doing the thing. We're gonna be doing the usual thing. The usual thing that usually involves fucking what was I'm trying to fucking remember what it was over here. I don't remember what it was, but I cannot remember for the life of me. Old hot shit. Marie Alexandrovna Spiridonova turned around expecting some party Iraqi prostitutes to get a concession of some kind. She was so sick of this parliamentary gain. Every time she had to deal with some incessant plot, she imagined how feeling she had while shooting Zinovsky. Those were the days. She was not looking at some low-level Narodic official. Instead, he saw Lev Kivanev. Spoke with an urgency unbecoming of someone of his political stature. Immediately, she felt suspicion flaring up. But she put it down for the moment to hear him on. Oh, hello. Hello. Jeez. Lev Borisovich. What gives me the honor of seeing you? Those fuck. I don't know, I just ate those, so it might be something I'm eating that's fucking with me right now. Is that a proposition for you? Before discussing it in detail, could we please get to a part of it? This raised suspicion drastically, but she assented. On the way to our Spiridonova, made small talk with Kilev, told her how he was devastated that Husky led and while she had never particularly cared for Len. She knows that but with the pain of losing the friend. We got to office, the man seemed to be almost in tears. So what do you want to tell that needed this level of privacy? Phil, I believe you have a common interest which descend party lines. That means dismantling the Bolsheviks. Spirit never take it back with us. Why on earth would Kenneth want to dismantle his own party? Could you elaborate? The RSDRP is rotten to the core. It is straight far from Len's understated on Marxism, but more importantly, it's straight far beyond reality. I'm more liable to hear a comrade talk about ending death or building God and actually achieving liberation for the working class. While you and I may have disagreements on how, the OLN now seems to be the only party that actually wants to achieve a revolution for, of, and by the working class. Spiridonova thought about this for a moment. Kenneth certainly seemed sincere, but what if he was saying was true? They could only peel off a small portion of RSDRP at best. Yet even a small group might be able to finally have the narrow eclipse the Social Democrats. You make an excellent point, Lev Borisovich. In fact, it always makes me wonder why you didn't come to me sooner. Face made a look of injury before quickly perking up with almost a deep smile. Suppose it always been some taboo between all the Social Democrats. Let's change that. Them sucking dems. The suckiest of dems. Oh no, they're about to be replaced by something even grander. Even greater. Something with the power even. With a power. Maybe even the power, who knows. All depends really. Because China thinks we do a good deal. Quite disappointed, Alexander. Sit down, Kerensky. Good job, the scared the Japanese advances. How can I feel more appropriate to the... No, wait. Obvious again. Over there. Voice was curt and condescending, but there was an underlying hatred. Well, Kerensky sat preparing for an interrogation in the meeting. Could you explain to me why you should declare your sympathy for China? Well, that doesn't mean anything wrong doing the part of Japan, only sympathy for the plight that China... Don't play dumb with me. You know how this looks. Tell me why you declared it. Look, this invasion is incredibly unpopular with the public. This was the bare minimum I could say that wouldn't get the entire Soviets to reject me. Why are you thinking about them? To do that, we will show you to keep the throne. Now, with this declaration, you may not feel like weak and fractured, which we cannot afford right now. Kerensky was dumbfounded. Putting aside how brazen the ambassador was about a possible coup, this was not a confident language. If you got to think about what this could mean, nothing good seemed to be at the pause. That's the question. How bad is it? Very, very bad, Kerensky. Still did not plan this properly, and the public at home seems to be in a very revolt. So what do you think it would do for the morale to hear us opposed ally talk of sympathy for China? Even if we sent the declaration, it was seeped through the cracks. I feel like a bomb had gone off directly next to him. Not only was a revolution on the table, but something as truth and meanness as declaration is needed as a catalyst. How close is it then? More importantly, how is Zheltorossiya survive the biggest ally in the economic overload following the Civil War? We couldn't. Following this should be plus 30 ambassador now seem more defeated than anything. Hit the conversation with 5 words. Don't do it again. There's your 4. But hey, look at that. Certainly do be making progress. We do be progress over here. Since he is Fyodor Dan Nikolai as sensitive, did not know why they assembled today in the lodge, only that the Trudevik representative had called him seemed to rush in panic. Despite taking up a similar spot in the political spectrum, the two had never really been close. Nevertheless, they made some small talk before the meeting began. Vidnik Mayor Cotton entered the room looking somewhat haggard. The two men looked up at him and were even more confused at the nature of the meeting. He sat down and began to speak. Well, gentlemen, I'm sure you're wondering why I've assembled you here today. I have good and bad news. Only bad news for me, but good news for you. Then an accent as if looked at each other with increasing worry. Mayor Token seemed to be swinging from man to the pressure by the Civil War. I cannot explain why but Kreski told me that in the coming months there might be some problems in zheltorossiya. One that heavily involves him. Not leaving the room. He's worried that his face of what might happen. Could be a revolution. Well, I'm asking of you two, and what might be good news for you, the event of revolution to form a three-part coalition between the PSR, Mensheviks, and Trudeviks. Those two are extremely confused. What kind of problems could lead to revolution in the near future? We've already heard the Trudeviks enough to need to rely on two minor parties for support. Well, those were important questions the both made also scream opportunity. Both the Mensheviks and the PSR were opposition parties who had never really had influence in the Supreme Soviet. If you could utilize the connections in the Trudevik style, you can finally outside them of radical and popular OU and the Bolsheviks. I'll do it, said Dan. I will as well. Oh, said Ed, as sensitive. Mayor Cotton would seem to approve somewhat of when he heard this. He smiled and said one more thing before the end. Call the triumvirate. Yes, them triumvirate. Brazil. Basil even. Oh, here we got all sorts of shit going on over here. Sort of shit going on over here. And I can unclick doing unclick things. Yep. The hackerish over here. The German Jacobin, as it were. The Jacobin of the Germans. Still think I do a plate of you, although I said before over here, I'm gonna wait until Burning Memories come over here before I do any more of Germany. Because you know, come on, do a bit of back and forth between them over to here. A wee bit of back and forth over there with the Germans. And then yeah, how to click be doing that click things. Yep. All that shit. And kiss on the heaven. But I put his finger out. Over the last few months, something is happening. More cross-party meetings, more whispering Soviet attention laid over it all. Yet for the life of him, he could not figure out what was causing it. Sure, they want to try to galvanize the Purge in Japan to a bad light, but the Purge always hate Tokyo. Here certainly has the people worked over not any immediate political effects. It was something so strange to all. Battling his political problems, the secretary knocked on his door and interpreted his thoughts. There were instructions, the thought to the directions was not going anywhere. He needed new data to gain immediate full conclusion. He wired the secretary and initiated a rule of manic energy. Boys were not faster than he expected. There's been news from Tokyo, sir. Something's happening. The shooting. There's a war, sir. This is stupid. How Japan was waging war. It had been for months now. Yes, at least Valentinova. There's a war in Japan. War in China, sorry. Also a war in Japan now. Any other news? No, I mean there's a war in Tokyo. A civil war, sir. Warriors have been rising up all over the country in protest of the war. The army's gotten home to crush it. In an instant, everything changed. In an instant, nothing could be guaranteed more. While Japan, nothing could be secured. Everything was possible. All the old equations could be thrown aside. None man that faced this. Japan was the linchpin of Harbin. Without everything would need to be redrawn. Whoever could do it fastest would get to the spoils. Give me anyone who's anybody in the party. Get them to me now. Secretary managed the assembly higher ups in the RSDP and Bagler began to formulate a plan. Formulate the line of attack. The rising sun burns. The burning sun rise. Sun burn, rise, burn sun. The Samurai easily provoked and found his own arms and the cultural motivation, but he's eventually the warfare division didn't ruin as possible. Dance and blood and massacre. Still go feed him. Spirit of Nova proves to Howell had come so many times before. He was an assumed derelict. Any policeman would simply assume some pauper family or empowered student lived there. Never expected the truth. And the small family of Japan's greatest enemies, Kim Chiwachin. Perhaps they would never know, since he would not be here much longer. She knocked over the special wisdom only his friends knew. She waited for a moment and thought of all their time together, the stories they shared for the better years. For the revolution was meant throwing bombs and shooting revolvers, not hiding Howell to field pipe work. Ah, Maria Nova. I'm great to see you. Please come in. As Spirit of Nova entered Kim's apartment, she knew that something was already packed. That was surprising. With Japan, the revolution would only be a matter of time until Korea boiled over. She knew he would have to fight for his homeland's freedom, if she knew it would be right too. She did not make it any easier. They did not make it any easier. I see you packed already. I'm assuming that means yes. The revolution is coming, and soon Japan will finally be removed and the position of Korea will be free for any state whatsoever. She could hear the beam in his voice. With someone soothed the pain in her heart, she replied, I'm sure you hear the news that one of the revolution too. Japan won't be leaving Korea but all of Asia. I know you must, and I'm sure there will be either today or tomorrow. Days go to see the bee. We will probably never see each other again. I know the land's freedom is much more important than any one man, and I know we are needed elsewhere. But please promise to write. That's all I need. She didn't realize she began to cry, though came up for your tears every day. And as we more than blood, these tears. Blood, sweat, and tears, and all that stuff. And Bulgaria doing Bulgaria things. What the fuck are you over here? Just traveling about over here. I don't know why the hell you traveled with us. And then mistake, the revolutionary does not stop. I'll get out of unified. Yeah, revolutionary Japan's winning this shit. Does that mean we're gonna get Pan Asia or we're gonna get the boring guys over into here? But now your money on Pan Asia, boys. There goes Korea, blasting the bayonets. Giving walking. I'll read this over into here. People have their way. There's a Koreans gonna be like, no, they're gonna kill me, and I was like, yeah, they most certainly will. Indochina, over here. I wonder when they gotta get content. For Yakutia, means they won't be doing the whole trying to unify path over to here. I mean, it could, but why? Why would they? Why would they do such a thing? Congress of Soviets. Cloud was gathering over the sky of the harbor and rain spattered the windows. The empty warehouse to see the storm Alexander barking over the Vipidus. The Icon of the Landis, Maria Spano, and the Ronux Theodore Dan, the Mensheviks, even the Clan and Silver, the East Sears, all gathered in one place. The important meeting in place was a veritable who's who of socialism in the Russian Republic. Revolutionary quintet ready to compose a melody for all the people of zheltorossiya. So the pact stands? Yes, it does. When the vote of confidence goes forward and Kerensky falls, we also refuse the election. Solidarity at last. Rich coming from the man who stood by Kerensky's side all these years. Someone wants to stay in the country to better it instead of running off on Asian escapades. College, we must not bicker at this 11th hour. Must we bicker at this 11th hour? Your comradeship cannot be extend to fallen heroes. However, you're right. Let's prepare. Thank you. I have done my best to ensure loyalty to the boycott, even among the more stubborn delegates. The fact that the man has made sure of that. A loyal attack dog until at least Stephen bites his own again. Which she will not. Surely. Who is acting to propose the leaders new Congress of Soviets? As the leader of the large opposition, I propose myself, of course, but if the Congress say otherwise, I shall step aside. We must not do away with sham elections only to introduce another. Then it's settled. Indeed. Let the rat down, or as the people say, or rather, as the proletariat say. When Kerensky falls, zheltorossiya eyes. And then it shall fall again. Because that's what we do. We get down, then we get up again, then we get down, then we get up again. We seem to be out of my control. He resigns. Resigned by Minister. I'm doing that. Le Minister. There's martial north. There's always martial north. This always does shit. Doing what that was gonna take forever. And the ruins. Now, if I remember correctly. Just only go see with tears. To make it involved. Yeah, I read these events over here. Stepping in straight to that good shit. Collapsing. The shell. What is the military loyalty like? Who knows? Need a victory. Yep. There's a vent over there. So to step in over there, and Beijing just collapsed. Change the clique actually. Then we got Womijin, European Society. It's been for like ages to European Society. Anyways, stars, silence. Despite the chaos of the spirit world and ideology, Jacob was able to enjoy a moment of peace in the company of only fan radio. In the future wilderness where he lost track of what he was even defending, it was a delight to find out what was happening in Harbin. It was interesting to tell people who you would never see were curious about their fate. His time was an apple with the red knights carried out a mystical revolution. The question was, just what kind of revolution? Suddenly the calm music went into by the sound of a presenter. Jacob was startled and most suppressed his ear against the teeny box. Attention, attention! A message from the revolutionary junta. The atmosphere of endless conflict, misunderstanding, and hatred is wreaking havoc on our community. Chaos and demoralization have brought the dimensions of the defeat. History will judge our actions, even though we are only a drop in the history of the Russian nation. But with the troublemakers here, we must not have their hands tied. The military council, in accordance with the Constitution, has established a provisional government. The hour of great trial to come before us. Only combat. The video began to interrupt. Trying to go through his rifle to the ground, rushed to the station knob to stabilize the machine. More sounds came from the machine. Can God Republic to stability. Finally, after a brief moment of wrestling with the box, Jacob managed to get a clear sound out of the fan. You finally hear what the hero of the military chosen to lead Russian take further. So yeah, huge pie over here. I might do him almost like a little fun thing we could do over here. But what are we doing the Fucatarium? Slava dead. And now the public praise. Hecatopia. Because black over here, that's the Mr. Batov impersonator. Probably will do him at some point under there. They didn't do enough. Hecatombe. Hell. You're the only way any bystander accused discovered was currently happening in Harbin. And it wouldn't be far from the truth. The whole city was in a commotion. Rousers and strikers waving almost every flag and every slow when they made their way to the vernacular Russian left. Down with the Jew Milikov, up at Kamenev. Shouted a young man wearing an uplifting flat cap. We stand with Bogdanov. He will make us all immortal. Kamenev's also a Jew, by the way, which is funny. Streamed a pack of children from the local school, all seemingly in unison. Be eternally damned, you annoying bastards, the sour old man raised his face in response. None even knew if they would call the power of life. Life and death would beyond anyone's knowing. The only thing anyone was heard was the explosion. Outside Harvard, but two souls slowly to find anyone who could give them a flag to fly under. Flag for a state which actually had a head. And the minorities claimed to government religious lunatics on the left and right. Trade unionists are simply the men with the biggest wallets. On the body of the Republican bloom, a warlord plagued with every petty king making their feud. The plague was dead, blown off the head. Now he was a king and zheltorossiya his kingdom. He was his dance, indeed. Zheltorossiya collapsed upon the disintegrating Zheltorossian state of Harbin. No. Following the confusion of the recent military coups in Zheltorossiya, most expected one of the army stopped to take control. However, the ensued power struggle consumed the government. With the explosive death of the Troika junta, the regional movements and the militias have all risen to rival control the now rotten corpse. With most of the Republican governments having resigned, fled upon the obscurity, only these radicals have remained with any real influence in the conflict with the city of Harbin. To the north lies the radicals of Fucatarium, and in the west, There are reports of the Hongzu-led Chinese revolt in the last hordes of the Zheltorossian army led by Vasily Boldarev and Konstantin Vasilevsky, Russian nationalists. Part of the sizable of the new territories are the republics of Premier, dominated by various industrial sectors, while the Republic of Vindicating cinemas created the region. As the region gets the real influence of Shaga collapse, the stage shift for new area conflict. One remains to be seen who, if any, would unify the region, and certainly great troubles have come to Zheltorossia. The Zheltorossian dream? No. If you have another dream with it as well. Even more dream. The one on God Road. It's gonna get worse. I'd like to do more of these. Maybe it's like a little mini series over here, because I kind of want to wait until China actually gets some stuff over there before I do the China stuff. On the sun, day 4 and bioarchives. Who want to fight alongside them? You'd be surprised. That's the only thing, you know, the greatest. We never die. Please expect it from you for these. And spark of AR Martha, whatever you want. The imperialists have always been an old element within the socialists of our republic, but it seems with the extension of the pressure of the eternal politics, taking a turn for truly bizarre. An uprising calls out the free creativity led by a regular group of scientists, mystics, and revolutionaries that pledge to reshape not just Zheltorossia, entirely but the entirety of Earth into a truly unified organism. Though served by a mere couple of thousand men fighting under them, these are highly loyal to the cause, military and forceful purveyors of both violence and ideology. This in the idea possesses of its own the old factions as hostile, led by force or by persuasion. Pull the two factions within the creatorium, each competing for their own claim, one led by Alexander Yaroslavsky, not that one, because the ideology communism with the anarchist call for total liberation of body and spirit, and the old cynical laws of nature, while the other, led by Valerian Milionov, is bent on turning the world to a completely coordinated society, a grand crescendo, intent on dragging humanity to blind light of dawn, to sheet the earth and to liquidate a barbaric democracy. Hell yeah. And with that over there, we also got safe over here. Since we're going to be sticking with him over there, we're going to be going for, we're going to be reading that shit later. But for now, I'm going to end the part over here. We're getting close to our time over there, but we'd have already got that shit going on over here. I'll set up some, set our troops and all over there. I should patch the cuff. And we'll get, look at you. But yeah. Before I get into that good shit going on over here. Missing now a light tanks over there. I have anything for the light tanks over there. So I guess it's too fucking bad. Anyways, over here we're gonna begin some of that good shit going on over here. Whenever we get that stuff going over here, it's gonna be interesting to figure out how to do all this shit over here with just a limited army. So, till then, I'll see you all later over here. I'll explain this, what we're gonna be doing over here. We're just gonna bomb machine our multi stuff over here. Yeah, we're gonna be focusing on these guys. And then we're gonna figure out things over there until some other things happen. But it's gonna be interesting to figure this out. Till then, I'll see you guys later. Before I'm gonna say over there. I'll see you guys later. Alright.